Welcome to this programming tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to talk about lists. Let's say you wanted to store shopping items in a list. Normally, I'd write shop1 equals banana, shop2 equals apple, and shop3 equals kiwi. If you had 100 items you wanted to store in a list, this would be a very inefficient way of doing so, because you would lose track of all the different items here. Well, Python and other languages provide you a simple way to store everything into one variable. Let's delete these and call this shopping list or shop list. Rather than having a normal variable here, let's put a square bracket around it and let's add the items in here: apple, kiwi. This is like having three variables stored in one variable. The brackets makes this a data structure called a list, not to be confused with an array. A list is a data structure that can grow and shrink. For example, I can add items to my shop list by using the append command or subroutine. I write shop list here, dot append, and let's append orange to it. The dot means that I'm going to apply this subroutine or this action to my list. This will add orange to the end of my list over here. Let's first print out the shopping list as it is. Remember, coding reads from top to bottom. And then let's print out after I append orange. I'll run my program. And as you can see, I have my normal list, and then it adds orange to the end of the list. I can also perform a pop to a list by doing pop. Let me print out the list underneath. What pop will do is pop will remove an item from the end of the list. I can specify which item to remove as well by writing the index inside the brackets. So lists allow your items or your variable to change, or your data structure, to change in size. With arrays, you have the same thing, but arrays are not allowed to use stuff like append or pop. Instead, they stay by themselves, they stay static, and they can't change in size. Python doesn't offer any variation of arrays, but you will find that in other languages. Now, I mentioned indexes before. Let's look at what that's about. By printing out my shopping list variable, I get the entire shopping list. But what if I just want to have apple? Well, using the same square brackets, I can attach that to my variable, and in here I can specify an index. The index is the position of the item in the list. Now you might think that apple is position 2, but lists always start at index 0. So if banana is index 0, apple is index or position 1. If I print that out, you can see I get apple. If I print out 2, I should get kiwi. This works for popping as well. Let's say I want to pop out banana. I can do shop list pop position 0. Because banana is in position 0, it'll pop out banana. Let's say I now want to run through the entire list, but I don't want to have to write shopping list 0, then shopping list 1, and shopping list 2. Notice that I'm doing the same command here, except I'm just changing one variable. If we were to write this algebraically, I could replace this 0 with an n. We can use a count-controlled iteration or for loop to run through our list. Let's get rid of this and let's create a for loop. We'll say for n in range position 0 or index 0 to position 2, because kiwi is position 2. Put a colon here and make sure it's indented by pressing the tab key. And we should now get every item in the list on a new line. We don't get kiwi here. This is because when n is equal to 2, the for loop stops. So let's increment this to 3. So it's between 0 and 3. There we go. But now, what happens if we want to have, or we don't know, the size of the list? Well, in last lesson, we looked at how we can check the length of a data type. We can write len hello to return 5 because this is 5 characters long. But let's use the length subroutine to check the length of the list by writing len shop list. This will now run from index 0 to whatever the length of my list is, or how many items there are in the list. And there we go. The useful thing about this is I can do stuff with each item in the list equally. For example, if I want to add item to the front, I can write item plus shop list. So remember, you can use a comma here. There we go. So you can see, because I'm running through each item in the list, I can concatenate inside my print statements, and it will join them to every single one. This is a useful way of changing or modifying every item in the list with very few lines of code. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful.